All right. Birthday parties with mascots versus a mascot rental business. Can you do both? Yes, surely you can. Do you prefer one or the other? Let's see. So, with the birthday party, it's a lot more strenuous. So, you will have performers get into the costumes and go to different events, birthday parties, private events. You can go to the stadium. You can be at the library. You could be at schools. All type of events. Well, you need to staff and keep a good Rolodex of workers to staff these events. When somebody wants 2, 3, 4, 5 characters, you need to have an inventory of employees that you could choose from. Now, when you perform in the costumes, you are a lot harder on the costumes because you're typically in there for 20 to 45 minutes at a time. You're sweaty. People prefer to book someone that performs in the costume. And so in return, you're a lot harder on there. You're in there a lot longer and the frequency is higher. Now, that's some of the cons. The pros are that's what people pay top dollar for. They want you to come in the costume already. You already have a set, you already have a spiel. They just want to sit back, pay you, and enjoy their granddaughter or grandson reaction when SpongeBob shows up doing his spiel. That's in a nutshell. So you have to be a people person. If you're going to be the host, you got to be willing to go to the parties, be nice, be friendly, just be in a party mode. You're getting paid to party, but you have to keep in mind it's still work because sometimes you might go to 3 parties that day, and you want to make sure you have the up tempo to keep up and be bubbly and really enjoy this job. So you're going from party to party to party on top of performing in them. It is a little heavier wear and tear on the costumes because you're putting more miles on them yourself. Let's switch over to rentals. Rentals is a good option for people who just want to pick up the costume and they get in them themselves. They tell their little niece or nephew to get in them and they pay them X amount of dollars, but they're just renting the costume from you. I like this method because it's really hands off. Besides having a good place to meet, having your standards in process in place for picking up the costume. What happens if it get damaged? How do you pay if it gets damaged? And what happens if it's not returned? Once you exchange the costume with that customer, your job is done. You are only awaiting for it to come back. You're going to inspect it, clean it, and then you're going to hang it up for the next person to rent it. The good thing about this method is people are not in those costumes a long time at all because they're not used to this. It's something that they're just doing. It's a one-off event reason that they're getting it, and they just have no reason to be in there performing hours and hours and hours. So with my experience, after 10 minutes of taking pictures, a dance or two, the customer or whoever they hired, they're out of that costume. Like this is it. Because they don't have the stamina, they don't have the experience of performing in a costume. So they kind of get in there and get what they need and get out. And so what I've noticed on the costumes that I rent, the shoes are not messing up as much. The crotch is not tearing. The underarms are not tearing as much because they're lightly getting used. Now, the demand for rental is a little lower, but I don't think it's not a bad idea. If you choose rental, you just have to promote and identify yourself as a rental company. And that way, say you have 10 costumes, you run out all 10 that weekend, you have recurring customers. You don't want to be a rental business and somebody is renting from you once a month. That's not really it's not really profitable. So I like both methods. I started off with parties, and after COVID I kind of switched to rentals, where I bought another line of costumes. I did not use those costumes that we were performing in and then just started renting them out. I bought brand new costumes and rented those out. I like both methods, but just looking at it, one is kind of hands off, which is the rental. They worry about it. And the other one is hands on, where you're into the logistics, getting there on time, performing, doing a good job, and a little more wear and tear on those costumes. So which one sounds best for you and your personality type? Please share which one you decided. Talk to you later.